Well, I have right now. I'm working with a couple. They both been living in an assisted living in Bellevue for several years,
Okay.
and for the husband, was diagnosed with dementia about 3 years ago, and he's becoming a challenge to his wife, who has been the primary caretaker, and a couple of weeks ago, she called me and she said, "TD, I need help. I just cannot do this any longer." And uh, we talked about the services that potentially the husband might benefit in the assisted living. We talked about the possibility of the husband moving into an adult family home, and uh, ultimately, the wife decided that the adult family home would be the best decision considering the long term, meaning that he will move into an adult family home and most likely he would not have to move again.
Okay.
Uh, and that's going to be the direction we're going to take. We're going to go look at some places and uh, consider all the things that would be appropriate, and we will make that happen. Yeah. In other, so that would be an example of one of the spouses has to move from an assisted living to an adult family home. There are situations where they don't want to be separated, the couples, they don't want to be separated, and they choose that both of them to move in an adult family home, um, even though one of the spouses doesn't need to be in an adult family home. They're still totally independent. The cognitive level is really good, and they're still driving. They still, able to go on a cruise if they want to. But they choose to move together because they don't want to be separated. And how is that possible? They would either um, rent and pay two separate rooms in the same adult family home, or sometime if there is like a master bedroom available or a room that uh, is licensed, it's big enough, it has enough square footage and is licensed by the state to be occupied by two individuals, then they choose to share a room, a bigger room, a large room. So that is possible as well, and that happened in the past quite a few times as well. Um, my role is to accomplish whatever the client wants. We talk about it. I give them my advice. I tell them what I think would be the best direction to take or the best option. Ultimately, they make the decisions. Clients, they make the final decisions. But my role is to educate, give them advice, and help uh, with information. Uh, be the resource of information for whatever they're looking or they want to accomplish.
So, if partners wanted to live together, so they can, like in adult family, it is allowed because they can rent the home or rent the room. But the same thing happened with the memory care or the assisted living as well, if they both wanted to live together.
So it is rare when, well, memory care facilities, they're either like a standalone memory care, meaning if the building is just the only service that they provide is a memory care. There is nothing else. There is no assisted living. There is no independent living. It's a standalone memory care building and service. But there are other companies that they do have independent living, they have assisted living, and they have memory care within the same campus. There are other that have only assisted living and memory care in the same building or the same campus. And it's rare when there is a memory care, standalone memory care, when both individuals uh, want to move there. The reason for I would say it's more rare, it's because for the spouse that cognitively is um, where their cognitive level is not impaired in any way, for them to live in an environment where pretty much everybody around them they have a cognitive impairment, I think, and generally people think that it might be okay for a short term period of time, but would not be an appropriate environment for someone to live long term.
Okay.
So it is rare when people choose to go that route, and when they do, as far as I know, it doesn't last too long.
Mm.
So the more uh, appropriate option would be to find a facility that offers independent living, assisted living, and memory care, or just assisted living and memory care. And they move in as a couple, and one spouse would be in a memory care, the other one would be in the other setting.